What's up guys, how's it going? My name is Lost and welcome to another Kingdom Hearts Union Cards video. Finally, we got the big ol' update buff that we were waiting for, and that's the reason why I was a little bit delayed for a few days on making another in-depth metal showcase series. So, by the amount of positive feedback that I got from the Lingering Will in-depth metal showcase, I was very pleasantly surprised, and I really appreciate the fact that a lot of you guys gave me so much positivity. You know, the comments are awesome, the likes are freaking beautiful, and the views, I mean, they just keep slowly going up. So I appreciate that, guys. I'm glad that each and every one of you liked it, and hopefully it did help you out in trying to figure out whether or not you think that your copy of Lingering Will, with whatever traits that it has, would be good enough to upgrade to a 7-star. But especially now that the actual buffs for 7-star medals have been implemented into JP. I'm not too sure what happened in Global, but I know in JP at the moment, Lingering Will is OP as crap. And if I do get a chance to live stream this weekend, I will gladly show you guys the difference in power that it is doing for me on PvP at the moment. Because if you do follow my Twitter, if you don't, I did posted a little clip of me using Lingering Will on Fairy Stars, and oh my god, that thing is doing some tremendous damage. Like, my Fairy Stars on PvP right now is like OP as crap, and I'm like, I almost do not lose a fight because of my setup. But so I know that the Lingering Will video will be a little bit off, and hopefully if I remember after I finish this video to update or at least leave a pinned comment in the video letting everybody know that, hey, this is the updated stats now, so of course the damage is going to be a bit different. But anyways, guys, a new medal came out last night, and that was the Prime Illustrated Axel for both JP and Global. Now, it was something a little different. I was surprised to see that the medal itself was a tier 4 medal. Let me pull up the picture real quick, and of course, thank you to KHUx Trackers for letting me and Rosie, who is the website owner, I believe, she allowed me to use her information from her website in this video. So thank you so much. Guys, if you don't know what KHUx Tracker is, it is something very useful to a lot of players. A lot of the Kingdom Hearts Union Cards players use it. I highly recommend it, especially if you're trying to find data on medals, or if you're trying to create some setups to kind of get an idea about an estimate of how much said setup will do with like raid bosses or PvP or Coliseum, etc. etc. Just like little stuff like that. You know, there's just been so much work put into the actual website itself. So definitely check that out. As always, the link from now on in my in-depth metal showcase series will be in the description below for you guys. But anyways, so Prime Illustrated Axel, they came out with the 6-star and the 7-star all in one banner, which is pretty freaking awesome. I was pleasantly surprised that JP and Global got pretty much the exact same banner. So if you don't know what Illustrated Axel is, or if you do know, but for everybody who does not know, it deals 6 hits, 1 turn power strength by 7, targets reverse defense and power defense by 7, which is freaking fantastic. General defense by 4, the SP attack bonus. So basically the guild, it adds up to an extra 40% on top of whatever guild it is that your medal has. Example, like HD Nominee, who is a tier 5, so 150 plus 40 is 190% guild. And it fills 3 gauges. This medal is a 6 gauge, so technically you're only using 3 gauges on this medal, but still you're gonna have to have 6 gauges to be able to use this medal in general. Now, the 7-star version, there is a bit of a difference on it. With the 7-star version, you do obviously the strength goes up tremendously high. You see that the guild right now at the moment should be at 37.87, and that's in JP. Hopefully Global will get that updated eventually. But a few of the other differences is that instead of a plus 40% guild that is added on top of your medals, you do get an extra 20%. So that's 60% extra guild to whatever medals that you use after you use Illustrated Axel Prime. Also, the reverse strength goes up by 3 too. So that's pretty cool. So this medal overall, for a tier 4 medal, even though in JP it can really be outclassed by other medals, it's still a pretty good medal and could be used for a good minute. It could be used as a buffer, it could be used as a damaging type medal, But the good thing about this metal is the fact, or actually like one of the special things about this prime metal is the fact that it has 5 trait slots. So you can imagine the possibility of what you can do with this metal. So this is why I'm doing this video, because I want to show you guys some of the possibilities that you can do with said metal. So let me take this picture off real quick, and then I'm going to show you guys my current Axel. So you guys probably might have seen my pull video on Prime Illustrated Axel, and so I finally decided to actually trade it. I was gonna wait on it, but I decided, you know what, let's go ahead and do it now. Let's either get disappointed or freaking happy with the trades that I got. And I got so lucky with the one trade that I wanted, and that was freaking ground. So I got 2 +1000s, 1 raid, 1 sleep, and ground. Ground is what I really wanted the most for PvP. So I'm gonna have a huge advantage over it. And so one of the things that I'm going to show you guys in this video is I'm going to be doing 2 different types of runs. I'm going to be doing a raid boss run, which is what you see right here. But I'm not only using my Axel, but a friend Axel, because this friend Axel has the most beautiful traits I've ever seen in a very long time. This Prime Illustrated Axel with a Lux 2 attack boost 5 max, I believe, quad raid traits, and extra attack. So you can imagine the amount of damage that this metal does. Before we jump into the raid boss, I do want to let you know that by my party member, who is the owner of said metal, this metal takes about 350 bars of HP, and that's not shared. That's like, you know, this player, one of my teammates in my JP party, who is actually using this metal in his setup, and told me that it takes out 350 bars of health, does about almost 19 million damage per hit. That is insanity, guys. So we're about to see what it does as a shared friend metal. So hopefully we do get to it in time. I might just skip the scar metal just so that you guys can actually see the insanity of a shared Prime Illustrated Axel. So I'll just let the gameplay roll out. We're gonna get our buffs in, of course, even though Illustrated Axel does pretty much give all of our buffs needed. One thing to note though is that if you have the stained glass Roxas, or if you have Illustrated Shion double cast with not use a copy metal, you only need 3 metals to kill this boss in 1 turn. And I only say that because I've seen a few videos, I've seen some screenshots, I've seen some of my party members actually do this, and it is insanity. So we're gonna swipe right here, and you guys are gonna see the insane damage. Look how much damage I already took out even before my friend metal. I don't even need this shared Axel, but for video purposes, let's see what kind of damage it does as a shared metal. 13.6 damage, and that's just 1 hit, guys, and it still has extra attack on it. So you can imagine the possibilities that a strong raid metal like this would actually do. So even though that really like makes me super jealous at the fact that that you have a not 40, not 80, not 120, but 160% raid metal. Oof. Now, the other thing that I do want to show about this metal, so you guys can kind of get an idea for anybody who did not get the chance to mercy this metal, or doesn't believe that they're going to be able to mercy this metal and get the 7-star version, but in the future might have a possibility of evolving this metal into a 7-star version. I want to show you guys also as well of me actually going into a PvP fight with this metal itself in my setup. So one thing that I did do was I did actually test the amount of damage that I did before I did get the ground trait. Before I got the ground trait though, I did have the +1000 and the raid trait, and that's it. The ground trait was actually the 3rd trait that I rolled onto my Prime Illustrated Axel. So let's go ahead and let's find somebody easy. Let's go with the rank 575. So whatever damage that you see here now, I did before I got the ground trait. I got it was about 2 to 3 million damage less, if my numbers are correct. But we're gonna see right here, guys. You're gonna see some demonstration right here. This is at 260% guilt right there with Kingdom Hearts 2 nominee with just the Axel metal itself, I'm getting 1.6 damage, and that's going up against Defense Boost 3 Max. So you can imagine like the possibilities of what I can do. Now, if I do go up against Defense Boost 4 whenever Global does come out, but for all my JP peeps out there, going up against Defense Boost 4, I do still hit with my actual Axel metal alone at 190% guilt because of that extra 60% guilt that the metal gives out. I do still make over, just barely over 1,000,000 damage per hit. And that was with ground trade. When I didn't have the ground trade, I was like right under a mil. I was like 900,000 some damage. So either ways though, with or without the trade, you still get some damn good damage. So this metal right now, it's a strong metal, but I mean, once you start getting all those blue fairies for like tier 7, tier 8, tier 6 metals, especially metals that you have good trades, ones that have like extra attack that are like the perfect type of metals that you want to use in PvP, you know, they're gonna in a way overcome Axel. But of course, that might be in the long run later on, because like take example for me right now, I don't have all of the blue fairies that I need to evolve, like whatever tier 8 or tier 7. Actually, no, I do have tier 7, but say like tier 8, tier 7, just as an example, tier 6, etc., you know what I mean? So basically, I have to use whatever it is that I'm able to obtain right now. So either ways though, Prime Illustrated Axel, in my opinion, it's a good metal. It'll last for a little bit. I'm not gonna say that it's not gonna last forever, but I mean, of course, every metal gets replaced, guys. So do not worry if you do miss out on this metal, because remember, this is like a special type of metal. So there's a strong possibility that you might see, or we might see, a reverse version of this metal and even a magic version of this metal. You never know. So, you know, don't get too bummed out if you don't manage to get it. But if you do at least get the 6-star version, and you do get the blue fairies to be able to evolve it into a 7-star version to take advantage of those extra buffs, those extra traits, and maybe the possibility of this metal coming back in the future as a in a banner, then you know you're good. You're good. As long as you got one copy, you should be set, because either ways you're taking advantage of all those beautiful buffs and just everything that this metal does in general. So in my opinion, I think that Illustrated Axel can be worth it. But if you don't have the jewels, just get one copy. One copy is fine. You'll be able to evolve it later on in the future, but at least you got yourself, especially if you don't have any reverse stained glass metals, this metal right here can pretty much cover about almost everything except for general strength of your the buffs that you need for your PvP type setups. So that's about it, guys. Prime Illustrated Axel. I showed you guys the how well it does in raids. I'm showing you guys, I just showed you guys how it turned out in PvP, guys. As always, if you enjoyed the video, guys, give me a like, hit that sub button if you haven't subscribed, and as always, guys, if there's any recommendations for any potential 7-star metals that I may already have or may be able to get in the future, do let me know in the comment section below. If there's anything else that you want to add to this video, also mention it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, guys, I will see y'all in my next video.